Alright, starting off Marchintosh with a little bit of repair. You just throw this into Twitter and onto the Apple group and we'll get started. Why is my system lagging so bad? Are we dropping frames? No, it's just the browser, of course. Okay, that's posted. We'll hit up X, and somebody's gonna message me as soon as I'm. Alright. Alright. Okay. Alrighty, so let me get this oriented right. I already know more or less what's wrong, but whatever. K-phone. Alright. Can't see my phone. Okay, good. Let me orient this. By the way, if you are interested in this 2FX, it will be for sale. Alright. Alright, so now that I'm not in the... so I've already removed the old crusty caps that were on here. So I'm going to start by cleaning that up just because it's kind of grody right now. And then we'll start to troubleshoot. Like I said, I already know at least one issue, and it may be the only issue. We're going to start by repopulating these caps. Okay. The good thing is this cap didn't leak at all. This is the one that did all the damage, but this one did not leak. So that one we don't have to worry about. I've already examined it. There's no no signs of trace damage. All right. Where are my caps at? Oh, huh. Well, they're not easily accessible. They're under a bunch of stuff, which means I'm going to be lazy and I'm just going to replace them with polymers because I have them by the boatload and it's a 2FX, so I think it deserves a upgrade, don't you? Alright, so there we go. Sorry, the way this camera's mounted, it's really hard to orient things sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna swing this, and I'll move the camera. better, for me at least. Okay. Oh, oops. Hit the, my bad. I had the battery term connector. Oops. Did not mean to do that. It'll be fine, but I did not mean to do that. I'll shave it down a little bit. Shit happens. If I'm worried about it, I could just replace the entire holder, but I mean, you know. Alright. Let me shave that down. Clean it up a bit. There we go. At least make it look a little better. Alright. So, tweezer action. So these are, come on. Okay, actually, different tweezers. These do not hold, of course I don't know where those tweezers were. There they are. Way back. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay. Come on, I have too much stuff back here. Okay. There we go. All right, now we'll clean that up. So I'll start by looking at the back where there's some damage, but I've already examined it, so I just want to show it, but it's not really anything to be concerned with. Let's see, there we go, perfect. Let me zoom in a bit more, adjust focus, there we go. So there's these guys, come on. I hate that. I should really fix the orientation issue on. There we go. Kind of. I'll be okay. There we go. Alright. So I have, at least I had, I had some sandpaper earlier today because I wanted to sand down these pads. I guess I'll have to use my, it probably fell onto the desk. Alright, so there's these guys. Okay, focus is a little, there we go. It's because the board's slightly, so I have checked these, and these are all good. So I'm not too concerned about that aspect. I didn't want to do more than was necessary. There we go. So now that's tinned. There we go. So that's looking better. we'll hit this with some braid just to clean up the surface. There we go. Okay. That's nice and cleaned up. Okay. We'll hit that with some alcohol just to get all the gunk off, dry it off. But I've already checked these. These were get any alcohol on my pad, my brush. Yeah, so there we go. I will cover that with nail polish, so I'm not too concerned with normally I'd use well, not normally. I used to use like UV mask, but to be honest, I've kind of grown a little against it. All right, let's actually look at where I know the problem is. So if we come back here, adjust focus. Okay, so if we look at how this circuit works, so this pad and this pad are tied together, so don't worry about that. But that trace comes down, and then I believe it goes through, connects to this resistor, and then connects over here. Let me grab. Actually, later this week I'll have another Famicom. I have somebody sending me an actual front loader, and that so yes, just not today. I do enjoy me some RGB to HDMIs. Okay, so okay, yeah, so it goes to R23. So if I'm looking at this, it should go to R23, and then it should go to U18, right? That's C27. No, C24. Here we go. Okay, yeah, so it should go to this pin of R24, and then it goes off to goes to one of the, it goes to like pin, what is this, a 7-pin package, so pin like 15. I'm horrible at counting. So grab my meter here, which is just of course turned off. But beep beep. Okay. Oh, it was on voltage, not on. Okay. Here we go. So it's supposed to go from here. Okay, okay, so that's. Am I looking at oh wait, sorry. It's at okay. So we're just gonna look at everything just to kind of build up the kind of how I operate. So it goes from C24 down to R24. We're good there. And then from R24, it goes to this chip on this HC132. So this cap is good, which is surprising because you'd think that's where all the damage is. Now, we look at C27. C27 goes to R23 and then to pin 9 of U18. So let's check that. So, okay. So I said what is it, R23 I said? Yeah, R23. So this is the positive. This is R25. R23 is right here. neither side it has any activity. And if we measure from this side to, I said, pin 9, I could be wrong on the count. It's 8 pins, 7. So it's pin 9. We have it there, but we don't have it here where we should have it. So our break is likely this spot right there. And I'm trying to circle that with just... So how do we check? Well, there's not a... Unfortunately, it's not like a great way. But I'm just going to unexpose a little bit of that via, just enough to kind of be able to get my probe on there. And so far, seems like the break actually might not be there. It might be... Oh, okay. So it's not actually... So we have it from there to there. So it's not there. It's actually this right there. That little darkening. It must just be broken enough that it doesn't have continuity. So, and that's actually, believe it or not, really difficult to see even on this camera. So even if we zoom way in, which actually I'm reaching the boundaries of my zoom, like even seeing that, I'm not... Sorry. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw some light on this. Okay. With some light, it's a little more obvious. Not super, but you could definitely now see where that break is, more or less. Now, I'm really not liking the connection between C24 and R24. That's looking a little suspect. You can kind of see, like, in the middle of the cap, you can see there's like a black spot. So this is the kind of stuff that I have to look for, when I'm doing this. Now, if this was all through hole, I would actually just patch it on the bottom, since nobody would ever see it anyway, just to ensure that, everything was good. But this board needs to be washed, so ignore that it's kind of filthy. I'm going to just give it a quick... Yeah, the whole thing needs to be washed. But that's here or there. All right. So we see a few kind of issues. I wouldn't even say potential. We see definite things I want to address. Now, the way I'm going to probably handle this is I'm probably going to use just a bit of wire. I'll expose halfway across and then tack the wire from R24. I'll put like a few spots and tack it along. I'd rather patch it knowing it's going to be solid than to not. And I'm probably going to end up doing the same thing here. I don't really trust. Again, I want this to last the life, Somebody's buying, right? This isn't just going to the owner, it's going to somebody afterwards because it's going to be for sale. So it goes to R23. So I'm going to remove I want to figure out. Okay. So it goes like it must just split. Yeah, because it goes there, which a little bit of how you doing there. So let's see if we. It's really hard on camera, so I'm just gonna. Okay, let's just hit. Okay, so you can see we hit that and it all came off. Now, this brush is not just going to easily expose good solder resist. So if it's exposed, that means that was weakened. Just this isn't fiberglass. This is more like a metal brush, and this does not just easily remove solder resist. It takes a little bit more effort than I was putting in. So the fact that that came undone. Okay, so we've scraped there, and we can see immediately now. Grab a pointing apparatus here. We can see immediately that that's basically broken right there. That little gap. Yeah, it's more than likely. Yeah, I'm fairly confident that's where it's broken. So the question is, what is the best strategy? So normally I would be a proponent of patching. I would patch from here and then go here. The problem, and maybe I still will, I'd have to remove R25 here to give myself a little bit better vantage point. But we would jumper from here to here. We would actually just go from here to here and then solder to there, and then go from here to the next not broken point. This I'm less worried about now. I've exposed it and it's actually looking fine. So we're good there. So the next thing is just, I want to replace this cap. So I'm going to warm up my desoldering gun. It is a 10 at 16. I'm just going to throw a 10 at 50 in there because I don't have any 10 at 16 over here. And it doesn't, unfortunately I can't use surface mount. But I have 10 at 50, so well, I guess let me check how many of those I have. I might want to get up and I'm gonna be lazy and just use 10 at 50. Now I don't have 10 at 50 that are axial. I only have radial, given axial as a whole isn't really used anymore. So I'm gonna replace this. I'm gonna end up replacing this one over here. You can't see, but it's kind of less for wear. But getting rid of this will give me a better view, and then I'm going to remove our 24 here, which is a 4.7K. I'm just going to shift it to the other pad, just so it's out of the way. Alright, we'll switch over to the solder tweezers. Oh, right. Yep. Definitely gotta wash this board. I got a whiff of nasty. Alright, we're gonna actually see how bad this is, because it might be in my best interest to patch this in a different way, but I want to see how bad it is. So, when you first clean this, that's the first thing. Get rid of anything that might be in my view. Okay, and then we'll hit this with. Yeah, I can see where it's broken. Okay, yeah, I can perfectly now see where I thought it was broken is where it's broken. But it's fine from beyond there. So what do we do? Well, we are going to we're going to expose that a bit. It didn't work as well as I wanted. Let me Okay, here we go. for now. Okay, let's get the... okay. Now, my fix on that bottom one's going to be almost... Well, you're almost not going to know it's there. Because... Okay. So that 10 is out. And there we go. We can see how dirty it is. Let's clean it up. Yeah, definitely need the bath. Okay. There we go. Alright. So, I want to make sure this middle is... Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Okay, yeah. So we're good to there, but it's broken after. Okay, yeah, I kind of expected, I half expected that. So, what do we do? Well, I'll try to figure out where my Kynar wire is. And wish I had like a 0.3 millimeter drill bit, to be honest. Because I would just pierce through that, but I only have a, where did all my wire go? Can I just steal a piece from somewhere else? I'm guessing that's just a 5-volt rail. I don't think that goes anywhere else, right? What is that? Where does that go? That's just gotta be 5 volts, right? Oh, it goes to R4? Okay, we're good there. So, I'm not gonna... So, okay. Okay, got my plan of action. So here's what we're gonna do. We are going to stick the wire through this hole. I'm actually gonna go like that. Go like this. Boop. Boop. Yep. Not short enough. Still not short enough. Okay. Okay. What I want to do is get... Okay, I think that should be enough wire in the hole. Give me a second because I can't see what you guys see currently, so give me 2 seconds to just... Okay. Alright. Back to you guys. Okay, now I can see what you see. Alright, so we have a little bit of wire down that hole just to reconnect that. Then we're gonna go just, and then we tacked into that hole. Now I do want to okay. Come on. Wait. Okay. Now we just need our bend. And so I don't risk overheating it, I'm going to switch to a different iron, which won't thermal, which doesn't have the same thermal capabilities. Okay. There we go. That is fixed. We'll trim off the excess here. That's it. And if I really want to get like a little fancy, I could maybe push it, but anyway. So if we now test, so we're gonna go to R4 all the way to here. And our meter's off, because of course it is. Okay, here. There we go. So with that, we're gonna clean up. I think we're done. I always hate how these boards do not take heat very well. They will, no matter how much heat you put on them, they love to get a little toasted. I don't know why. It's not even the first one today that did that. Alright, we'll take this, drop that. Nope. You know what? I am going to replace that, because it smelled really bad when I originally removed it, and easier. Did that move when I... Okay. Yep. Solid. Okay, we got our little bag of resistors here. We need 4.7. 4.7K. Here we go. And you know that because it's nice. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, most of that is just removing a few, yeah. Okay. Not the same size resistor, but I'm just going to double check 472. 99% sure this 4.7K. Yeah, 4.7K. Okay. Then it's a little too small, but it's only there as a there we go. Okay. Now I'll heat that up just to reflow it so it looks perfect. Throw a tiny bit of flux. Good enough. I don't know why I'm trying to win a pretty award here. I mean, but trying to make it look at least as natural as I possibly can. All right. I might as well grab all these. All right. Okay, now I will clean that up. It is so dirty. This board needs a really good clean. But anyway, so will it work? I'm 99% sure it will. But I guess in theory, it's possible it won't. But let me grab my power supply. Guess I will also grab the ROM that the owner taped to the board. And I will throw my speaker on it, which should be right over there. It is. I should like attach this somewhere and just run a really long lead. Anyway, throw our batteries on it. Okay. Okay. Now figure out where I shove. Oh, it's way over there. Ooh. Ah. All right. Will it work? Well, it fucking better. Otherwise I look stupid. But there's no guarantee of anything in life. Bye, keyboard. I need to really... I don't use this thing often enough. I really need to lengthen it. All right. Okay. It works. Here. Elkin. Where's the fan? Let me... Well, you probably heard the chime, but... Ah! Fuck! Damn tantalum shorted. Really? Alright, well, I guess I'll replace that. Okay. Eee. Oh, fire. Tantalum went pop. Guess I can't say I'm too surprised. Alright. Easy, there we go. That thing was not happy. I wonder, I'm suspecting maybe something. Now the board's okay, so that's all that matters. Oh, no. I'm just gonna fix this real quick and then I'll... I actually suspect something might have been under the board, maybe, actually. It was clicking, so I'm wondering if something just got stuck under the board and, yeah, I'll never know. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right. That was mildly interesting. All right. Make sure nothing's in my way. That's all I need. A desk with a lot of space, and even then, never have enough. Alright, we're good. New cap in place. It's alive. I don't have a video card on here immediately, but give me 2 seconds and I'll throw one on it. I have one right here. I work on a lot of Macs. I have one right here, but I need to get a new crystal for it. Unfortunately, it had like a 10 megahertz crystal or something on it, and annoyingly, that crystal broke. So I have this card, which came out of another system, but you could see it works, but it's not happy. But it does work well enough. All I care is that the new bus shows up, and I'm not too concerned about you'll see what it does in a second. But it does work well enough that I can test. I have another card somewhere. You know how that goes. Alright. There we go. Let me kneel down here and crap. And keyboard. And I got this power supply in my lap. Okay. There we go. Switch you over. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta clone the. There we go. I cropped the image on my other scene and I had to bring it over. All right. I will try and boot it, but it's gonna complain because my Blue Scuzzy image is. Actually, I don't even know where my Blue Scuzzy is off the top of my head. So maybe I won't do that right now. Oh, there it is. I found it. By the way, you could get your Blue Scuzzy at store.amigaofrochester.com. Most orders ship next day. We have the internal and external ready. All right. Enough of the hoopla. Let's throw power on this bad boy. Okay. Ooh, I might not have it on the right input. Just thought about that. I'm gonna have it on the wrong input probably, or I just don't have HDMI plugged in. In this case, it was actually both. All right, where's my HDMI? There, nope. There it is. You guys. There we go. Okay, round 2 with the actual power or actual input to my capture. Here we go. It'll take a second. There we go. Yeah, like I said, ignore the distortions and everything. That's to be expected. Like I said, it's kind of fucked up. But new bus works. Let me take a quick video so I can send it to the owner. Ignore the distortions. That's just because my card is damaged. There we go. Booted off Scuzzy and new bus works. All right. Well, hate to say it, but that was only what it took me about 40 minutes to fix this. I still want to replace a few of the caps. Maybe I'll replace. Maybe I'll replace all of them just as a in there. But that is the start of my Marchintosh. Although, you know, I say that and then you look down to the left of me and I have a 2CI I fixed, a 2FX or a 2CX I fixed. Not in this month alone, but you know, so yeah, it's not like for me Marchintosh is just another month, but this morning I finished reassembling a 2CI power supply I rebuilt. But like I said, this 2FX, not just the board, the whole unit, is available for sale. I want to keep that. I don't know yet how much. Just given I'm not the owner, we haven't discussed that detail, but it is for sale. It will come with a blue SCSI. The owner is going to have me ship one with it. Alright, let's clean up where I had to fix the little bit of unhappiness. Alrighty. Looks like something actually landed on this at some point. There's like a couple little marks on it. Okay. That cap is now brand new. I'm going to cover up some of these marks just in case. Yeah. They don't look, they're not deep or anything, but you know, copper. Don't want that exposed. Alright, I guess I will cover up my repair job over here. Just to keep that secure. There we go. Well, that is a now fully operational 2FX. We got new, oh, you can't see me, huh? You can't see what I'm pointing at. So, like I said, gotta wash this. It's filthy. A lot of grime from sitting. But we, it's this way. Yeah. So we fixed that. There we go. I really hate this camera only because of its mounting point. There we go. So that's fixed. It's secured. We not only patched it, but we made sure that that ain't going nowhere. That fix is quite good. We replaced the caps with polymer, so those are essentially tantalum. I don't like how this one looks. I'm just gonna hit that with. Not that it matters, but. There we go. Okay. Oh, yeah, I forgot. These are actually 68-pin SIMs. These are not traditional SIMs. They were special for this, so real fun to have to, you know, find it. I did work on this today. Yeah, I'll just zoom all the way out. This is, these are the parts of a TAM. Well, the 3000 zips, you can buy a board from Rabbit Hole Computing that converts it to SIMs. You remove all the zip sockets and then, or zips, and you can socket this board in. So in a way, the 3000's better because you can convert to SIMs, whereas the this you got to buy proprietary RAM and good luck. So yeah, the 3000 I think has that, you know, that edge just a little bit. But yeah, well, I guess at that point, yeah. Well, I still think Zip was easier. It was a lot. I mean, it was probably about the same amount of money to some degree. This came out in '90, so yeah, I don't know what the price points looked like comparatively. So that's there is that. Yeah, this thing needs to be washed. So dirty. And I still got to replace these other caps. Although, realistically, I don't need to, and I'll probably just leave them alone. Just because, well, I mean... Yeah, you would have thought they would have added an extra notch or something. you know, add another notch just to be on the safe side. But yeah. Well, the, that's insane that they would. I mean, yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I remember back, RAM being extremely incompatible. Like, no matter what you did, it was good luck trying to find RAM that was compatible. And then, finally we started getting some, semblance of, compatibility. But yeah, it's I'm wondering how much RAM this has in it actually. So these are 1 meg sticks, so 4 megs. I'm gonna guess it's 8 megs, maybe? Yeah, it's got 8 megs of RAM in it. Not a ton. Unfortunately, that's kind of, unless you could find these sims. I don't know if somebody might be uh, true. Well, yeah. Although remember, this was like the highest end Mac you could get, so 8 megs was not a lot. Realistically speaking. I mean, maybe when this came out it was, but like ultimately. Gotta take this. I'm gonna hop off. Thanks for everybody for joining. I'll be doing more later. Well, not today.